The news has spread in the village that there is a meal being provided in the school, and so more children have started showing up in the school.
No child in this world should ever be deprived of education because of hunger.
Welcome to Chai with Manju. We have a very fascinating guest with us today. She is a social entrepreneur, philanthropist, film producer who has studied Ayurveda, classical music, and she even plays cricket. Let's meet the CEO of Akshaya Patra, Vandana Tilak. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Manju.
you. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and welcome to Boston.
Yeah.
So you are a typical Mumbaiker. You started from your journey from Girgaon in Mumbai,
Yes.
and I read that your dad worked for Godrej, and your mom was very involved with stage and films. So you've had quite an interesting upbringing. So share with us how that early part of your journey shaped you into who you are now.
Wow. It was a long journey, but actually I would say everything in there pointed me towards where I am here today.
Uh-huh.
And you're right when saying that, if you share all of these things
Uh-huh.
and the choices we make
Uh-huh.
towards where we are, you realize that you don't really make those choices or they are presented to you.
Right.
And they just happen naturally. So I think the first time was when my mother and we used to travel a lot in India,
Mhm.
all over Maharashtra and Gujarat for the musical programs. So she
Amazing.
had that orchestra,
Uh-huh.
and she was an amazing artist, an amazing businesswoman who
Mhm.
held her own in front
Uh-huh.
of a lot of, it was a men's industry, music
Absolutely.
industry, so she held
Right.
her own. And so having her, my dad in Godrej, who was the plant manager for the precision equipment
Uh-huh.
division, they did a lot of work for the
Mhm.
space program for India.
Okay.
So, I mean, these are awesome role models to live up to.
Absolutely.
And so you want to be somewhere close to where they were.
Uh-huh.
And also this third thing that happened was where you learned a lot of family life, and you learned
Right.
of all this work ethic from your parents, but you
Absolutely.
also got to learn about what socially, being responsible was.
Mhm.
And I would work in the rural Maharashtra in Adivasi
Oh.
areas.
Right.
And that was an amazing experience because you never looked at it as we were like
Mhm.
volunteers in the sense, or that we
Mhm.
were actually
Mhm.
doing something extraordinary.
Mhm.
It was outside. It was just
Mhm.
something that you did naturally, like you studied and you played and it just happened very organically in my life. And I think I'm very grateful for that,
Mhm.
all those experiences came so early on
Right.
that you did not feel like you were,
Yes.
doing something different. It was normal.
Normal, right. And I also read that one of your uncles used to work with Adivasi children and built a hostel too. So, being with children and working them is quite a part of your upbringing as well, right?
Yes, yes, it has been.
Uh-huh.
He was a journalist by profession, and he left his work to
Mhm.
work in rural
Mhm.
Adivasi areas.
Uh-huh.
And he would walk 10 kilometers, live in a tree.
Oh,
Next
really?
morning, yes, next morning he would have a school under that tree,
Uh-huh.
and the parents would come and give him some food, and then he would walk home again,
It's
go to the
amazing.
next village. So it was a very difficult life. I mean,
Uh-huh.
why would somebody do that? His
Right.
family would be in Pune, but I mean, he was driven to do that. Something that he was born to do, I guess that was his
Mhm.
life's mission. And when he was almost going to pass away, he had Parkinson's in his last years.
Okay.
And so I used to be working with him in
Uh-huh.
my summer vacation, and
Uh-huh.
he would, when I went to meet him for the last time, he couldn't say much. He was unable to, but he lifted his finger and he was pointing to me and he was saying, I gave you a message. You better learn.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
so that was something that I'll never forget.
And all of this was bringing you towards Akshaya Patra in some ways, right?
It was. It was rural Maharashtra, it's Adivasi children. And I think it was always these children that captured me. Even I used, I also indulge in photography and I have a lot of pictures of those children.
Very multifaceted. So now Akshaya Patra has, I think, 34 kitchens and they feed 1.6 million children at just $15 a year. So for those of our viewers who are still on the fence and not sure how they can get involved and how they can help, what would you tell them?
Well, I would, say that we all have a definite affinity to do something for somebody outside of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's your own family, it's your friends. You take care of your neighbor, you take care of somebody on the other side of the planet. It really does not matter. It's the thought, is the process that says that I have enough for myself. I can do with helping others to see where I can make a difference. So for all your listeners, I would say, even if you are doing at whatever level you are, first there's a lot of gratitude for me, for them. But we are looking to have a lot more bigger base of people who would be giving $15 every month, say, or just do a recurring donation every month. And we're kind of trying to build a baseline from which we could be able to say, here are the number of children that we serve every year from the US. And so that's one thing. The other would also be, of course, come to our galas, come and meet us, and know more about us.
Absolutely. I know there was a very interesting story how you got involved when you heard Mr. Narayan Murthy for the first time, right?
Yes.
So always somewhere you get the message, right?
You get that message, and I have told this to Desh, and I see that when these are all father figures that have come in my life. Actually, Desh is in some place. It's not the physical resemblance, the energy of that person, right?
Yes.
So I always tell this to Desh. I said, your energy and what I saw in my uncle are so similar. And every time, of course, you talk with Desh and you are working with him, and
so
he's
positive.
your mentor and he's your guide for so many. And it's like, yes, he's come back, my uncle has come back and said,
Desh is like, I think, mentor to all of us in Boston. Anytime you feel down, you think of him.
Yes, I actually had a conversation with somebody the other day, and they were saying, "Well, so you work with Desh, and we are, our board, we have an amazing group of people who I can pick up the phone and ask for advice." And so you talk with VP, and he said, "Yeah," and they said, "Oh wow," like so many people are in awe of him, and just as as much as they are accomplished, they are so easy to work with.
Grounded.
So very grounded.
So what drives you? I know you are into Ayurveda, and then you have a very special you're very interested in the Demartinian philosophy.
Yes.
So share that with our viewers too.
I think Ayurveda brought me to a full circle with how I wanted to be physically fit for what I needed to do. You cannot have one without the other.
You look very amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, it's. I think it's a lot of genetic material that I have been blessed with. But on the other hand, I also believe that you need to have some discipline in your life with your diet and lifestyle and the choices you make. Because as Ayurveda says, there are 7 levels, and if you are, you need to be balanced on every level, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And so Ayurveda brought me to that realization a very long time ago, because you come to the US and you don't know what food you're eating, there's so much.
I read that you read every label.
I'm a label reader, yes. I am a label reader. I've been since the day I landed.
Because I tend to skip, especially as my eyes are getting weaker now.
Oh yeah, I read label, and I make sure, especially now that you have things you don't know what's in your food,
Yeah,
right?
that is true. That is true. As a doctor, I should be more aware, but I still don't read labels. Now, you have 2 children, right? And you told us you even have a grandchild.
I have a granddaughter.
So, granddaughter. So, how is it becoming a grandmother changed you?
Oh my goodness.
Young grandmother.
I cannot get enough of her. She's amazing, and both my kids are married, so she's the first among my grandkids.
Okay.
I have adopted children, and they have a baby now. So
Uh-huh.
it's, I think, every year. I'm not giving any hints to my kids, but it's just like, we could definitely. I enjoy her.
Okay. Do they live locally? Where you do?
My daughter is in Albuquerque.
Okay.
So
Okay.
hopefully soon they will be moving to LA after they're just finishing their residencies.
Oh, okay. Doctors?
Doctors, they're
Very
both.
nice.
Yes.
Always makes me happy. My own child doesn't want to be a doctor, so I'm happy when others do.
Yeah.
So, now what does Vandana do for fun?
Watch a lot of movies.
So, what's your favorite movie?
The latest that I loved was Bajirao, of course.
Okay.
I loved seeing that. I've seen it many times.
Really?
Many times. Once solely for the music, solely
Yeah,
for the
amazing.
costume, solely for the background score,
Uh-huh.
some for the acting, just to see Deepika and I love that movie.
And you love to sing, so what's your favorite song?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I love singers more than
Okay.
songs. I
Uh-huh.
like singers, so I
Okay.
love the quality of
Mhm.
soulfulness they bring.
Yeah.
So I love Jagjit Singh, I love Kailash
Oh.
Kher, I love Rahat Fateh Ali Khan. The women's side, I like Rekha Bharadwaj. I like.
Hey, ghazal fascination, huh?
I think it's more that they,
Uh-huh.
they're so they have the songs that they sing are
Mhm.
more about poetry.
Right.
And so I enjoy poetry. I
Mhm.
write some myself,
Oh.
and but it's a
Can we ask you to share something? Your poetry or sing something
no.
for us? Maybe multifaceted one line.
um,
Because we Bostonians haven't heard you sing. People in California have.
I
So-
know. Is it okay if I sing a Marathi song?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because of this rain, I love the rain, and in
Uh-huh.
California we don't get a lot of that. But yeah, so there's one song that is a very old song that
Uh-huh.
my grandmother's time.
Okay.
And there is it's called, this lady, she's almost a legend in Marathi
Uh-huh.
music. Her name is Mani Verma.
Okay.
And so I'll sing a couple
Okay.
of lines.
Okay.
To sit up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
अमृताहुनी गोड नाम तुझे देवा, नाम तुझे देवा. अमृताहुनी गोड नाम तुझे देवा, नाम तुझे देवा.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You should be singing in Bollywood. That is amazing.
Thank you.
One day we have to bring you to Akshaya Patra in Boston and have you perform. It'll be the first CEO with such a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Very fascinating. One message that well, not a message, but something you wrote in your profile just got stuck in my head, and I'm going to remember that when you said, everything is on my way, nothing is in my way.
Yes.
So I'm going to remember that. And on that note, I want to remind all our viewers that Akshaya Patra next event is on Sunday, April 15th at 5:30 p.m. at Newton Marriott. And please come there and come and meet Vandana there and the whole
Love to
team.
see everybody.
Thank you so much.